Hello, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hard Choice. Simple steps for showing up. My name is Brad Draper. I am your host. I am grateful to be with you today. Let's do this. This is a little bit of a complex conversation, but oh so simple. It really is simple, but we kind of get it wrong all the time, and it's something that I want to talk about, reiterate. I went through a training on this a period of time ago, and it's been quite impactful. It's kind of changed the way that I perceive and do things in business with my customers. It changes how I show up. It changes how I present myself. It changes how we don't do ad spend, but if we did, it would very much so change. We do word of mouth. We have conversations, and that's what we do with our business. We have no need to do mass advertising. We never will, because we are very one-on-one private. What's the word I'm looking for? Private. Yeah. VIP opportunities. You have to know about us and then go through a full interview process. We're not out chasing. And I'll just smack my mic. Don't do that. But this focus on how the customer perceives you, what your actual competitor is. Believe it or not, it's not your direct competitor. So say if you're a plumber, you're not competing with Bob's Plumbing down the street or 24-hour service plumbing in the city as well. Those are not who you're really competing with. In life, we think we're competing with our direct competitors in business, in family, in neighbors, in all this stuff. In reality, you are not competing with that. What you're actually competing with is the aggregate of the summation of your customer's total life experience. What do all those freaking words mean, right? It's the only way I can really think of putting it. How do I put this? Your customer, anybody that buys from you, anybody that you do business with, whether it be with transacting money or transacting energy, or if I do business with my kids, I do business with my wife. You're doing business with everybody. You're having interaction and sales. You are in sales for everything. You are selling yourself on stuff. You're selling your wife, your kids, your friends, your mom, your dad, your neighbor, your customers, your boss. You're selling all of them something. Now, with that in mind, you are competing with the best summation of what those people or your customers have ever experienced. So, you're not just competing as a plumber with Bob's Plumbing, your direct competitor. You are competing with the delivery speed of Amazon. You're competing with the customer service of First Form. You're competing with the engagement, the usability, the ease of Google. You are competing with the beauty of Apple, the packaging of Apple, the packaging of Owlet socks. You're competing with the price point and quality of IKEA. You're competing with all of these things in life. You're not just competing with Bob's Plumbing Services, because we all have, your customers have, but you have this finite creation, which is a summation of all of your experiences. You think of the best service in life. You don't just think of the service from all the plumbers you've ever had in your life. You think of all of the service you've had in your life and then compare them, or compare your current experience to that. Does that make sense? Are you tracking what I'm saying? So we're going to go with steakhouses, okay? Or just restaurants in general. We'll go restaurants in general. We've all been out to eat. We've all been to that really crappy restaurant service, even if it's a nice restaurant, but the service was terrible. We've had that. We've had a crappy restaurant with an amazing service and everything in between. One of our favorite steakhouses is Ruth's Chris. We love Ruth's Chris because one, the food is amazing, the quality is amazing, the value is amazing, and the service is top freaking notch. The service is mind-bending. You sit there and eat your food, and there are people all around the room watching. Just a couple of tables. They're not your main waiter, but they will top off your water. If they see you look around, they'll walk right up and say, how can I serve you best? What can I do for you? When I drink water or when I have a drink at Ruth's Chris, it never goes below half a glass, ever. It never has. But I've been to STK and we didn't see our server for the entire time we ate our dinner because that one server was waiting like 15 tables, even though the price point was more than double at STK. The service was horrendous compared to the price point. I expected a higher level, but my experience showed me at Ruth's Chris, and these are direct competitors, but I can also adjunct that to other things. I've had amazing customer service experiences at other types of restaurants. I've had amazing customer experience from people at Home Depot, at IKEA. I've had amazing customer experiences and service at Chick-fil-A. I always ask, how are you doing? How can I help you? How can I serve you? I've had amazing experiences, on vacations from people that have taken us on tours. All of these experiences of customer service, that's what you're competing with. You're competing with the best they've ever had. And then they rank you against that. Now, they might categorize you in the food industry or the steak industry or the high value ticket industry or the McDonald's. Depends on where you're good, better, best marketed at. But they are comparing you against the best in all the things. So you can go with the return policy on Amazon, which generally, if you don't like it, return it. You can go with even almost a step up in some regard. Maybe not, but a step up. If you buy something from Costco, they don't state this, but you can basically indefinitely return something if you don't like it. I have a friend that wanted to put this to the test. He had heard that Costco's return policy was like immaculate. And we're one of those people that we return things. If we don't like something, if we buy a food we don't like, if we try something, we'll give it a try. We'll give it an honest effort. If we don't like it, we'll take it back. Most people don't do that. We'll take it back, get a refund, and they say, did you just not like it? Yeah, I didn't like it. Because I'm trying to send in a review to Costco for that thing. I didn't like it. But I had this friend that he had what was it? It was like a spin bike. He bought from Costco like 3 years before. They never used it. It was sat in the corner. He's like, let's try this. So they went to Costco with it and they returned it. Got a full refund. How wild is that? That's the customer service level that people are competed against or compared against. I buy it from Costco because I know I've done it many, many times. The return is easy. It's seamless. I take it in, I return the thing I do, and then I do the rest of my shopping. When I compare my return policy experiences with other people, that's who I'm going with. I'm going against Costco. I'm going against Amazon. I'm going against these really, really big conglomerate businesses. So when you give me a tough time or you're okay, even when you're exceptional, that's who I'm going against. And when you're above and beyond that, oh man, you go way above and beyond. We went to a steakhouse last week. This place was rated, or they took the award from Wine Spectator, that's who it was, for 3 years in a row, 2023, 2024, 2025. And 2026, they have not done yet. They'll do it at the end of the year. They'll probably take it. But the view was amazing. We were in McCall, Idaho at the Narrows Steakhouse. It was super good. If you're ever up there, I highly suggest it. And they brought out a piece of pork belly. Did not know they did that with our bread. It was immaculate. We ordered our food and we got a wedge salad to share. They split it for us. We didn't ask them to, but they did. And between the wedge salad and the steaks, They brought out a little scoop of raspberry sorbet to cleanse the palate. Didn't ask for it. They just did it. We ordered steak. It was actually a Snake River Farms Wagyu flat iron. It was amazing. And lamb racks. And we said, we're sharing it. He said, would you like the chef to put it on a display platter for you so it's easy to share? Of course. They brought it out on this immaculate platter, and it was gorgeous. He went to town on making it beautiful. They didn't charge for that. And when he brought the steak out, he brought out a rack. And says, at our restaurant, you get to choose your knife. Would you like a Shun Japanese knife? Would you like this Wusthof German knife? Or would you like this French blade? For those that know cutlery, that know bladesmithing, they all cut differently. So what does your hand feel like? They went down to what does your hand feel like in the blade? Michaela's fork tong was slightly bent, probably got stuck in the dishwasher. She says, can I get another fork? He says, I apologize. Absolutely. And he grabbed one from another table and handed it to her. And at the end, would you guys like dessert? No, we're going to pass tonight. We think we're going to let the food digest, go for a walk, and then go to ice cream. Where do you suggest? And they suggested Ice Cream Alley, a local favorite. We had to go find it. He told us where it was. And he actually went back because he's not an ice cream eater. So he went back and asked all of his coworkers and came back. And then he brought out with the check 5 little truffle chocolates, which were so tasty. We didn't ask for it. It was on the house. All of these little things stacking up. If I'm ever in McCall, Idaho for dinner, where am I going? The Narrows. If somebody asks me, I'm going to McCall, where do you suggest for dinner? I'm going to say the Narrows, because their customer service was literally in the top 5 of my life from anywhere. Because remember, you're competing with not just other steakhouses, you're competing with everybody's summation of experiences. So in your business, how does this translate? Your customer service experience needs to be not above your competitor, but above everybody that they've ever seen, interacted with, or done business with. Your product needs to be top notch. You are, in fact, competing with Apple products, Google products, all of these beautiful, high quality products going around. You're competing. If people drive nice cars, you're competing with that nice car. You're competing with the tech in the car. Like this Rodecaster Pro that I'm recording this on. This thing is immaculate. I would never use anything else. When I listen to audio quality, I'm competing with this mic, that board. This mic is specifically, it's actually for singers. It's not for podcasting. It's not a podcasting mic. This is a vocalist mic that was actually gifted to me, by the way. But that's what you're competing with in life, especially in business. So what is your product like? What is your service like? What is your experience like? What is your branding like? Is your branding on point? Because they're comparing your ad spend, your branding style, your branding understanding, simplicity or complexity to all the other branding they've ever seen. It's not just your competitor. Expand your horizons and recognize that the competition is with the summation of your customer's entire life experience. I can't put it any other simpler way. So where are you lining up? I want you to think about your product, your experience, your branding, your marketing, everything about your company, and then compare it to the best you've ever experienced. And how does it stack up? I bet you're going to find some ways to improve. And in that improvement, you're going to keep scaling. Super cool. I'm grateful for you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for making it to the end. We're nearing like 200 episodes now. How cool is that? And we're still trucking along. We're still making it happen. Find me on socials, Mr. Brad Draper. Let's have a conversation. Like this thing, subscribe to it, download it for future listenings. Until next week, I love you guys. Bye.